Hello, and welcome to Traxero's Feature Friday series. My name is Nick, and I'm a Customer Success Manager with our Dispatch Anywhere product. Today I want to cover how to create a price list for your accounts in our Dispatch Anywhere settings. Creating price lists and affiliating them with accounts is one of the more trickier and harder things to understand. We walk through that process together so that way build out pricing for particular contracts or specific accounts so we can affiliate it, and it makes it much easier to manage this information within our Dispatch Anywhere settings. So the first thing we would want to do is log into our settings website, settings.dispatchanywhere.net, and navigate down here to our price list section. This is where we will go to create a price list template and affiliate that template to any accounts that would be either standalone pricing or sharing that pricing that we're creating here through the price list. You'll see that we created a ton of price lists in our system as it sits, but if we wanted to create a new pricing structure for our accounts, here's how we would do so. We'll go up to the top and we'll click Add. We will put a name on this price list. In this case, I'm going to use Test Price List. And once that is done, what we can do is we can start adding services to this price list that we would use for either a particular account or a set of accounts that would share this pricing. To do so, we would click on Add Service. And it's going to pull up a details box here for us to be able to add specific services. Select a service that exists in our service list out of the drop-down menu. And for example, if I wanted to add a tow, like a light-duty tow service to this, I can select tow. I can put the standard rate for that tow. I can determine whether or not this particular price would have a discount on it that would automatically apply when we created that service and added it to a call. If discounts are going to be something that is discretionary per call, we will leave that box blank. Anybody that is in a state that must charge tax for a particular service, we can mark that box taxable, and we would be able to affiliate a particular tax that was set up in the dictionaries here. If we have not set up any tax rates, that will be done on a future Feature Friday video for you guys to show you how to maintain your dictionaries. But in this case, if it is a service that is taxable, I'll go ahead and select a city tax rate here, so that way when that service is added to a call, it will automatically calculate tax for that service. The next thing we'll want to do is we'll want to determine, is this service a discountable service? And in this case, discountable would mean, are we able to take money off of this call based on circumstances that come up? Or is this going to be something that we would want to adjust up in price and have it reflect on an invoice? I usually recommend marking those as discountable. However, you can use your discretion when building a price list for a particular account or a particular set of accounts. Once we've added this information, I would navigate to the bottom here and hit Set. Keep in mind, if you guys do have any sort of adjustments that would apply as after hours or payments or zone adjustments, we can configure templates to match that accordingly. So that way the system will automatically track that information, and we can apply those templates if they're created just by selecting, for this case, time adjustment, and selecting one of the templates that have been created within our settings page. Once I hit Set, this will add a service to this price list. We will see it highlighted in green telling us that a change has been made to this price list and a new service has been added. Once I hit Save at the top, we're going to see that that green color goes away. That means there's nothing new on this price list, and we can keep working to add additional services to the price list. If I wanted to add a service and I do not see that service in the drop-down menu, I have the ability to create a brand new service and affiliate it with this particular price list. To do so, I would select Add New Service. I would type in the description of this service. Let's use Feature Friday. I would be able to select the category for this service. Let's use a towing service. And I would be able to set up whether this service is a flat rate service, which would be our basic calculator, or if it's going to filter into a labor, mileage, or storage calculated service. We can also determine whether or not this service is a commissionable service for our drivers. We can determine whether or not this service would filter into a non-revenue bucket within our accounting portion of the system. And if it is a storage service, we can decide if we wanted to continue fees after a partial payment's been applied. This is also where we would go to affiliate a motor club service type if this is a price list for a motor club. And we could also update the QuickBooks item name if you are syncing invoices from Dispatch Anywhere over to QuickBooks. Once I hit save, it's going to ask me if I wanted to add this service to all my commission lists. If this is a service that is going to be commissionable, we would go ahead and select yes in this case. Now that Feature Friday service has been created, we can go in and do the same process as before, put a rate in, update the discount if that's applicable in this case, mark whether or not the service is taxable, mark whether or not we want to be able to make adjustments up or down, and in this case we would mark discountable, and we can apply any appropriate templates to this for price adjustments, whether it's based on time, zone, or payment. If you are building a price list and you are charging anything that would be a calculated value, such as mileage, in-route mileage, deadhead mileage, labor, or storage, there is one extra step we would need to do when adding that service to a price list. Once I hit add, I can select, for example, a storage service and say my rate is $25 a day. It's going to be something that I do not want discountable, but maybe I do want to charge tax on this. Once we do this process like we would for a normal flat rate service like a tow or a jump start, anything that does have this bracket symbol with a letter on it tells us that there is an affiliated calculator with this. So the extra step would be we would want to click on the calculator to actually establish the calculated values. Once I do so, it is going to pull up our calculator here, and it does give me the ability to fill in information as far as a start time offset, a grace period, an initial fee. We can determine how we're calculating storage, whether it's a calendar day or a 24-hour period of time. And if we do calendar day at midnight, the next day of storage will accrue for us, and then I can punch in my pricing for that particular storage. Now, if you have additional things like storage for the first 2 days are at a set rate, and then the third day on is a different rate, you do have the ability to open this calculator up and add additional calculated values. So if your state mandates or your police contract mandates storage to be calculated in a certain manner, we can absolutely accommodate that by clicking on the plus sign next to this item here, next to unit price and day, and then we can fill that information out as applicable. And the same would go for mileage and labor calculators, would work the same way. We would click on that calculator icon, establish those values. That way, when we add that service to a call in the system, we're able to just click on the little calculator button in the call, and it would be able to properly calculate based on what was set up on this price list. Once I have all of my services curated on this list, we would hit save. That information will be saved in here as far as what we've added. I will have a brand new price list here. And what's nice is if I have accounts, say I have 4 accounts that would utilize this particular pricing structure, what I can do is I can navigate over to my accounts section. I can highlight one of the accounts that would utilize that pricing structure. Go here to pricing. And up here in the top left corner, I have affiliated price lists to these accounts. I can drop this down and I can just find my test price list. There it is. And I can find test price lists here out of the list and affiliate that to any account that I would want to use this particular pricing structure. Once we have that set, we would hit save, and then I would be able to, at that point, create a call for our Arizona Trucking Association account, And when I do so, these prices will pull in and will automatically update the pricing on that call based on what was set in the price list. Hopefully that helps with how to build out these price lists, how to attach them to an account. It'll help with being able to manage that. That way, if anything changes from a standard rate or a contracted rate, we don't have to go into each individual account to update that pricing. What we'd be able to do is we would just be able to go to the price list section. We'd be able to find that particular price list that we're looking for, and then we would just be able to modify the pricing on those particular line items, and it would automatically go to every single account that is using that price list. So hopefully that was helpful as far as creating prices and price lists in the system. And I do appreciate you guys tuning into the Feature Friday series here. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out and contact our support team for assistance on any of these items. But I do appreciate the time and hope you enjoyed our Feature Friday.